We've seen content moderation contracts outsourced to private companies with no democratic oversight. The truth does not mind being questioned. It's actually the lie that does not like being challenged, as Nietzsche once pointed out. Thank you very much. So we've been warned about Russian disinformation and the way it exploits societal division, and I do not absolutely dispute this threat. However, we also have to see the EU has increasingly moved towards policies that dangerously blur the lines between foreign interference and domestic dissent. And having listened to your contributions, I'm really gasping for words, and I would like to summarize all of your contributions as follows. You see the speck in your brother's eye, but you fail to see the egregious log in your very own. We've seen content moderation contracts outsourced to private companies with no democratic oversight. We've seen algorithms not only downgrade certain viewpoints, but deleted accounts over raising very legitimate points simply because they did not align with so-called official truth. One example was a discussion about the origin of COVID. All the information about that, whether it was a lab leak or it was zoonotic origin, have been cancelled and it was not to be spoken about. We now know it was a lab leak, but back then it was disinformation, which you would have had deleted from all the networks, correct? So my question is this, and I might add, that's just the point. The truth does not mind being questioned. It's actually the lie that does not like being challenged, as Nietzsche once pointed out. My question is this. Is the drive to combat disinformation, and how do we ensure that governments, especially supernatural ones like the EU, do not use this fight as a pretext to suppress politically inconvenient speech, that do not suppress speech simply because it contradicts the officially promoted narrative? And how do we protect our societies from malignant influence without sliding into digital authoritarianism under this EU flag? Thank you.
I did also want to refer to the question on trust from Member of Parliament Anderson. I think building trust is a very long-term question, but definitely strengthening democratic institutions, ensuring efficient separation of powers, having credible oversight mechanisms in place, and also supporting independent media would have an impact on restoring some of that trust. But definitely quite a difficult question and a very long-term objective. But nevertheless, very important as well. I feel like in order for government communications, strategic communications to have an impact, the trust has to be there. And we should definitely do our best to increase it. And finally,